Since I'm evidently so bad at this, before you watch, drop your Super Bowl prediction in the comments. Welcome back to the Green Beans Go channel. It's your host, me. This candle's getting close. You can see to burning out. We need 1,000 subscribers before I get a new one. So if you are not subscribed and you don't mind logging into your Google account and subscribing, that helps me a ton. I also need a haircut. And while we're being honest, I fell asleep in the first quarter of the Super Bowl rematch last night, but it was always Eagles in the under, so I'm glad I was able to cash that. I actually hit this parlay last night with the 30% boost. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not going to give you out my negative EV plays. Stop asking. As always, we have Super Bowl conversation, comfy playoffs. 6-11 and wins the draft. We'll start with the Cardinals like we always start with the Cardinals, wins the draft for the Cardinals. Nothing has changed. The Falcons still have the easiest schedule, and they still are horrible, 6-11. I think the Baltimore Ravens are the most complete AFC team, and if the season ended right now and I had to make Super Bowl predictions, the Ravens would represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. The Bills still have the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, and the Dolphins on their schedule. They are a game back of Miami right now for this division. The AFC North is strong. I am really, really worried about the Buffalo Bills. Wins the draft for Bryce Young and the Panthers. Now that Justin Fields is back, the Bears may find a way to win 3 more games, but let's be real, wins the draft. Joe Burrow is done for the year, and the Bengals have the hardest remaining schedule in the NFL. I know 6-11 is only one more win. Oh, I just spilled my coffee everywhere. Yeah, the Bengals are cursed, 6-11. No Deshaun Watson, no problem. Are the Browns a comfy playoffs team led by this defense? I think at this point they are. Give me comfy playoffs for the Browns. The Cowboys are a dangerous team, and they will make the playoffs. The Broncos have won 4 straight and are only a game back, 1 game back, out of the playoff picture, for the Broncos. The Lions win that division easy, especially after the Vikings took a tough loss to Denver on Sunday night. So comfy playoff for the Lions, although the Bears did push them this week. Here's where I'm going to shake things up, and I may have spoke too soon last week. The Packers win against the Chargers. They are 2 games back out of the playoff picture. However, Seattle's remaining schedule is much harder than the Packers is. So I'm actually going to put, and I jinxed myself. I know I did. I'm going to put the Packers in the category because I can see them winning 4 more games, getting to a total of 8, and having a chance at a wild card spot. The Texans have proved enough to me that they should grab a wild card spot in the AFC. The Colts have the Titans, the Raiders, the Buccaneers, and the Falcons still on their schedule. That could be 3 more wins. The Colts have a shot. I still think the Jaguars win the AFC South. I've said it all year, this is not the same Chiefs team. I think we saw that last night. Tyreek Hill missing is a massive blow, but they win the AFC West with ease. The Chargers are cooked. That loss to Green Bay, 6-11. In my picks video last week, I said the Rams would beat Seattle. That they did, 6-11 for the Rams. The Raiders' schedule is pretty tough moving forward. I can see them winning 2 more games max. I don't think it's enough to be in the category at this point. I think they've overachieved this year, but 6-11, give or take a game, is probably where the Raiders end up. The Dolphins have to play the Jets twice, once this coming Friday. If they can handle them both times, I think they win this division. Worst case, they get a wild card, comfy playoffs for the Dolphins. The loss to Denver hurt the Vikings immensely, but if the season ended now, they'd still be in the playoffs, so for the Vikings. Wins the draft for the Patriots. The Saints will win the NFC South, comfy playoffs. Good win for the Giants this week, but it doesn't matter. Wins the draft. Zach Wilson's been benched, but I think they'll still win 2 more games, so give me 6-11 for the Jets. If the season ended right now, I think the Super Bowl would be a battle of the birds. Now, I will say this. I think the Eagles, the Niners, and the Cowboys could all go to the Super Bowl and represent the NFC. But this is my prediction right now. I wonder how many of you matched in the comments. Again, don't cheat. Don't go in there and type in Ravens, Eagles right now to appease me, guys, okay? You should have done this before we started. If the playoffs started today, the Steelers would be in, even though they just lost to a division rival this past week. So give me the for the Steelers. Here's the deal, guys. The Seahawks are 6-4. Look behind me, okay? You know what team I root for. And I know this team. They have the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Niners twice. Guys, that's 4 losses. It's getting scary for Seattle. And this is why I think Green Bay may have a shot to take a wild card spot over the Seahawks. Geno Smith hurt his elbow. It's not looking good for Seattle. Give me the category. The Niners will win the NFC West. Tampa Bay has the second easiest schedule remaining in the NFL. And like I said, with Seattle kind of being on the ropes, I have to put the Buccaneers in the category just out of math. Wins the draft for the Tennessee Titans. You don't lose to the Giants at home and get placed in anything higher than wins the draft. Taking a look at our movers, shakers, and money makers, we see no change to the Eagles, who I believe are the strongest team in the NFC, but we do have the Ravens moving up. They proved enough to me last week against the Bengals. I think they are the best team in the AFC. As for comfy playoffs, it's looking like it's solidifying quite a bit. No change to almost everybody except the Saints, who I do believe will represent the NFC South. I've moved them up. Yes, it was their bye week. The category sees the most balanced movement. No change to the Bills, the Colts, and the Vikings, but moving down are the Seahawks because of their schedule remaining, and the Steelers based on schedule remaining and their loss. Moving up to join this category are the Broncos and the Packers, but the Packers are only moving up because Seattle is moving down. A lot of changes to the 6 and 11 category. Falcons and Rams stay the same, but the Bengals, the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Jets move down. Maybe it's too aggressive on these 2 AFC West teams, but I'm not changing it. And wins the draft stays mostly the same, but joining this category is the Titans and those sorry Commanders. Enjoy your Thanksgiving and your Black Friday. We have 4 games, 3 on Thanksgiving, 1 on Black Friday, and all of them are a touchdown or more difference in the spread. So, not going to be the greatest games. We'll see you around.